Good morning, Magic players and Pocky lovers of all kinds. Welcome back to our channel. As you can see, it's not our typical Sunday setup. Somebody's real sad this morning, but I am going to go out and get him his bacon later. But we got up this morning for our Sunday trip to the park with our friends, and Daddy checked the temperature, and with the wind chill, it was going to be minus 20. And I was like, yeah, no, we're not going to go spend an hour and a half in the park at that temperature. Daddy doesn't want Kaiba to get sick, or myself to get sick. Especially when somebody's birthday's coming up in 4 days. 4 days. That's right. 4 more big sleeps, Kaiba, and then you are 8 years old. Big day. Papa took that day off, which is nice. So Papa's going to spend the whole day at home with you. We're going to do nice things together for your birthday. I already checked. Hopefully the weather doesn't change too much, but it looks like it shouldn't be as cold on Thursday. So we're going to try and go over on Thursday and see your friends at the park. Maybe Daddy can even record a little bit of you playing with some of your friends for your channel, if people are okay with it. But for now, I also wanted to say that we are not going to be doing our usual Sunday activities. Daddy is putting off Super Deck Sunday again this week. I can't remember if I did it last week or not, but I know I put it off the week before that or something like that. It's been a bit. It's been kind of sketchy this year so far. But I was working on a deck last night or yesterday during the day rather, and asked for some advice and regretted asking for that advice, and it kind of bummed me out and ruined the deck building experience for me for the rest of the day, unfortunately. I've come to the realization that, well, it's a good idea to ask people for rules advice, just to make sure that the cards interact the way I think they do. It's not so good for me to actually bother asking people whether I should add this card or take out this card or how many lands I should use, or I'm just getting too frustrated lately when I try to deck build and I ask people their opinions, because going in even, I often know that their opinions are not going to be quite the same as mine, because I play Commander obviously for a very different reason than most people these days do, it seems. It's gotten a lot more competitive than it used to be. At least, I mean, I didn't play back in the day when it first came out, but my understanding is historically Commander just wasn't the competitive format that it is now. So I kind of... And that's kind of funny, because I actually saw a video recently from another YouTuber who was complaining and saying how they're quitting Magic because Commanders made it not competitive enough for them. And I'm like, really? I can't stand the competitive nature of the game right now. I'd much rather just build for fun and put in what I want to build in and have fun games with people who want to just socialize and hang out, rather than include all the staples and put in the best cards just so I can make sure that I am competitive at the table and can win. Because if that's what we need to do, then it's really not the point of the game anymore that I've joined. I had a nice little discussion with the person I'm going to be shouting out today. That's what this video is for. It's a nice little shout out for a friend. I'm shouting him out for twofold reasons. One, because after I had my rough discussion, I had a chat with this person, and they made me feel a lot better, because I realized that I'm not the only person who thinks that the game has changed significantly, and the focus has become a lot more competitive in Commander than it used to be. And a lot of that's how Wizards does things, because they're pushing out products and they're trying to power creep everything to make it worthwhile that you buy it and whatever. But I mean, it's not really what the purpose of the game was when it was a player format, and I miss that purpose. So, having a chat with that person and with my other buddy, Mr. Tibbz. Shout out to Mr. Tibbz as well. Um, Having a chat with both those guys really kind of helped me feel a little bit better. So, while I did wake up this morning kind of early and I've worked on that deck some, I just don't feel like presenting that deck necessarily today. So, I'll probably present it next week during my week-long celebration for my birthday. We are going to try and basically rip open what's left of my card stock, minus a couple things probably. I might hang on to a few packs for rainy days when I'm really miserable and need to rip something, but yeah. You're a good boy. But for now, I'm going to bring you over here to the playmat. And what I'd like to do is I'm giving a shout out to a fellow content creator on YouTube who will be streaming probably later this afternoon. So make sure that you, if you see this video when I post it, which I'm going to try and post it immediately after I record it, please do go check out that channel and that stream later today and say that I sent you. And enjoy the pack ripping. So the guy that I want to shout out today, the main person I'm shouting out, besides Mr. Tibbz, is Smithstack. Smithstack is an amazing channel. Adam is the guy who runs it, and he's very nice. Like me, a fellow Canuck. And he's been doing this crazy little like pack a day thing where he's been ripping one pack, possibly an extra one, uno mas, as he calls it, per day. And when he rips these packs, he essentially has like a streak going, and he's up to like 189 or 190 or something like that right now. Like, it's insane how many days in a row he's ripped packs. And like, his streams are really funny. But I mean, what's really amazing is how generous a person he is. And that's the main reason I'm shouting him out, is for his generosity, for two reasons. You okay, Kevin? The first reason is that Kevin went and drank some water, and I was standing over there. I think he wants to go back out. We're gonna go out in a little bit, okay? I make this video first. I gotta get this done before your buddy Perry comes back. So like I was saying, Smithstack is a really solid guy, very generous, and that's the main reason I want to shout him out. First off, he is now among the people who have been very kind to Kaiba and I, and has generously donated to my GoFundMe campaign. I'll put a link to the GoFundMe in this video, of course. But it's really awesome that he actually stepped up to help me with that, because like, I know that his finances are okay, but I don't think they're amazing per se, especially when he's ripping like 2 packs of cards per day. Like, that's a lot. And he's got I know he's bought Secret Layers before, and he's got like a collector box of Final Fantasy that he's going to be cracking in the near future. So like, there's lots of stuff that he's invested in. So like, and I know he has other hobbies too besides cards. He's also into like miniatures, like Warhammer, I think. And I know that he does music stuff too. So like, he's very, very busy, and he's a heavy, like, has a heavy work schedule. So like, the fact that he finds the time to stream it all is amazing, first off. But second off, the fact that he is so generous and in touch with his community is something that truly inspires me. Smith, as I say, Adam, I might have to take this outside at some point. I'm not sure when my dad's coming back. Cabas keeps pitching a fit, and it's making me nervous. Adam donated to my GoFundMe campaign, as I say, and made a very generous contribution to that. So my campaign is actually doing pretty good. I forgot to say in my last update that I'm reducing the the amount that I'm going for per month as I make payments. So right now the goal is $4,500 instead of the original $5,000, and as of the beginning of February, it'll be $4,000. And my goal is to not tap into the donations until I have no other choice, which, since my birthday is at the end of this month, and I got a little bit of support from the government through like tax compensation and stuff, I probably won't need to tap into those donations for this month, which is awesome. So I might not have to tap into the donations until next month, or at least. If not, maybe I can even put it off till April, which would be amazing. But for now, just the fact that anybody's willing to donate is phenomenal. And I just wanted to give a massive shout out to Smithstack for supporting my campaign. The other reason why I call him one of the most generous people on YouTube, though, and as Snoop likes to say, the GOAT of content creating, is because while he is ripping all these cards, he doesn't necessarily intend to keep all these cards. I'm sure that he sells some of the cards too, don't get me wrong, but he also generously gives away cards to people who view his content. If you tune into his streams frequently and you join the Discord and you hang out with him and you build a really good rapport, and I'm not saying this like just to like do this so that you can take advantage of him. I'm saying this because like this is the kind of person he is. This is the kind of friend he is, and I value this kind of friendship deeply. If I had the capacity to share things, I probably would share things myself, but right now it's just not possible. My goal actually is eventually to take a bunch of like my leftover bulk that I'm not going to use and put it together and donate to like a school so that they can do like a Magic the Gathering club, which would be kind of neat. So that is my goal with like a lot of the leftover bulk, and like a lot of the cards that I pull from Dollarama Draws of Destiny that I have like 4 or 5 copies of already. I don't need the extra copies, so those will go into that pile too. But and he's inspired me to want to do this kind of stuff because of his generosity, just giving away things. He gave Snoop an Ice Till Explorer, I think is what it's called. I know I have a copy over here somewhere. But like just to give that card away without like asking anything for it, just because he's Snoop is a valued friend and community member of that channel, like that's the kind of person you hope to find more of in this world. That's the kind of person who, if you see that and you're not inspired to want to do something positive to make a difference, you scare me, to be honest. So with that said, the main purpose of this video today, as I say, is to give Smithstack a shout out, and hopefully some of you guys will go over and check out his channel and see how awesome a person he is. And yeah, because I cherish him as a friend, and I hope that more people will go there. Dad's back. Okay, well, I don't know what the hell's going on. He like literally popped his head in for like a minute and then popped right back out, locked the door, and took off. So I'm presuming he was doing something outside, but I mean, there wasn't like we got any new snow last night, so I'm not sure what he was doing per se. I thought he was going for his morning walk, but anyways, since we are on a time crunch, we will get to the pack ripping. Before we get to the pack ripping though, I just want to make I just want to again say that I really value the friendship of Smithstack, and I also value the friendship of Mr. Tibbz. So please go check out both those channels. And we're going to do the Smithstack way today. So I have a pack of Guilds of Ravnica for you guys. And then we're going to borrow the Uno Moss. And I'm going to do a Avatar pack too. So, I do want to say that before I get too far into this and I forget again, I hold no animosity to anybody who does try to help me with deck building and stuff. I know they're coming from like their heart is in the right place per se, but I'm not the same kind of person that a lot of people are when it comes to deck building. I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. So they're always looking to like optimize things that I don't necessarily need to have optimized. I just want to play the cards that I like. But like I said earlier, that's my bad. I really should stop asking people their opinions of how to build my decks if I want to build my decks my own way. And then that way I don't have to get so depressed and such when I don't hear things that I want to necessarily hear. Ooh, we got an emblem. A Vraska emblem. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. Damn, I don't think I have that Vraska, but I want to get her. That's pretty cool. Hopefully she's in this pack. That'd be amazing. Maximize altitude. Target creature gets +1/+1, gains flying until end of turn. You can jumpstart it. That's not bad. Bargaining Sergeant. 4 and a red for a haste and mentor 4/2. Whenever it attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature with lesser power. I'd prefer it be like a 2/4 and I could buff it, but I'll take it. It's not bad. 10th District Guard. 1 and a white. When this thing enters the battlefield, target creature gets +0/+1 until end of turn. That's kind of sad. I mean, you're getting a 2/2 for 1 and a white, so the extra body, I suppose, or the extra ability isn't terrible, but I mean, it's not something I would go right out of my way to play. Counter target spell with converted mana cost 4 or greater. Disdainful Stroke. I like the art on that one. Severed Strands. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature. You gain life equal to the sacrificed creature's toughness. Destroy target creature and opponent controls. Nice. That's a good one. I'll take that as a hit for today. Potentially. Wild Ceratok. 3 and a green for a 4/3 Rhino. Okay. Ooh, we got another copy of Goblin Electromancer. Now that is a good one to have. Instant sorcery spells cost 1 less to cast. It's a 2/2 for blue and red. I will take that for sure. Notion Rain. 1 blue and black. Surveil 2, then draw 2 cards, then this thing deals 2 damage to you. Yeah, okay. I'm not opposed to that. 3 solid spells so far. Gravitic Punch. 3 and a red. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target player. Okay. And it has Jumpstart, so I mean, that's not bad. Watcher in the Midst. 3 and 2 blue flying. When this thing enters the battlefield, Surveil 2. 3/4. It's a little expensive, but it's usable, in theory, in the right deck. Affectionate Indrik. When this thing enters the battlefield, you may have it fight target creature you don't control. It's a 4/4. Kind of feels like it should be a dinosaur, not a beast, but okay. Ooh, we got a split spell. Invert, blue or red. Switch power and toughness of each of up to 2 target creatures. Damn, that's a fun one. Or Invent. 4 and a blue and a red. Search your library for an instant card and or a sorcery card. Reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle. Ooh, shoot. It's a tutor and a crazy fun little spell. Ooh, another split spell. Status and Statue. Green or black. Target creature gets +1/+1 against Death Touch. Or green, black, and 2. Destroy target artifact, creature, or enchantment. Nice. Doom Whisperer. Flying, trample. 3 and 2 black for 6/6, and you can pay 2 life to Surveil 2. I mean, I do want to build up and eventually like a demon deck, so that's a pretty solid hit for me. And a Golgari Gilgate, yeah, okay. That was a fun pack for sure. We definitely pulled some solid stuff. Not the Vraska, unfortunately, but I will have to go try and find that Vraska and track her down so I can add her to my collection, because that is cool. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. Heck yes. I actually have a really neat card that I just found in my collection today that it's from the new what was that set called? We just recently had it, the space set. Shoot. Brain is not working. Brain is not working. Brain is not working. Edge of Eternities. Edge of Eternities has a neat little card called Minimalist Ray or something like that, where target attacking creature becomes base power and toughness 1/1, but it can't be blocked this turn. So if you used that enchantment, I think it is, combined with this emblem, you could make a creature that would then kill off one player per turn, which would be insane. Alright, let's do this and get out of here before my dad comes back. And I also have to go out and get that bacon for Kaiba still today. This is an American pack, so I don't actually have to do the pack trick. Okay, good. Beetle-headed Merchants. 4 and a black for a 5/4? Yeah, we've had that many times. Octopus Form, that's a decent one. Gets +1/+1 and hexproof until end of turn, and you get to untap it, so I like that one. The Beetle-head Merchants, it can go kind of over here. I don't want to mix the packs, so I'm going to put this stuff over here. And I'm going to put this over here. Octopus Form can go up there. Curious Farm Animals, 1 white for a 1/1. When this thing dies, you gain 3 life. Pay 2, sacrifice it, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. Boar, Elk, Bird, Ox. I like this one, actually. It's a good one. Rocket's Audience, we've pulled that many times, but I mean, it's decent enough, and it's definitely going to serve its purpose in a green deck, so can't complain about it. The Porcupine is decent too. I'm going to put it down here, though, because I have enough copies of that one. Same with the Earth Rumble Wrestlers. Solid card, but I just don't need extra copies of it at this point. Abandoned Attachments, that's a good one too. Ooh, a 3rd copy of Boomy, nice. I can put Boomy into a whole bunch of different decks now, which is fantastic. I know that he depends a lot on lessons, so that kind of sucks to a certain extent, but yeah, he's still kind of neat. Not the best pull for sure, but I mean, neat. Same with Lo and Lee. Very specific, so not the best legendary, but I mean, it's a decent one too. Gran, she's alright. She does get to give you a draw and discard each turn. And non-creature spells cost... You cost 1 less to cast as long as there are 3 or more lessons in your graveyard. So, I mean, if you build a lessons deck with all 3 of these cards, you're going to do something decent. Ooh, another Combustion Man. Nice. Combustion Man's insane. Whenever he attacks, you destroy a permanent unless a... Whenever he attacks, destroy target permanent unless his controller has Combustion Man, deal damage to them equal to his power. So I think you still destroy the permanent regardless, but you also get to deal the damage if somebody doesn't have Combustion Man, which, I mean, at this point, anybody who's running red better be putting a Combustion Man in their deck, I guess. Ooh, Spirit Water Revival. Actually, that one I'm going to count as a hit. Boomy's pretty much a hit, too, if you actually have enough lessons in the grave, but... 1 and 2 blue, as an addition to cost to cast this spell, you may waterbend 6. Draw 2 cards. If the cost was paid, the additional cost was paid. Shuffle your graveyard into your library, draw 7 cards, you have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. Damn! Yeah, okay, I like that. That's probably the hit of the day. Boomy Bash certainly is not. And Serpent's Pass, yeah, that's okay. We got an ally and a clue. Still have not hit the 5-colored avatar, unfortunately, but today's cards were pretty decent. And, yeah. So please do go check out Mr. Tibbz. And do go check out Smithstack. Both amazing channels that I personally love to go watch on a regular basis. And both channels that would be... Lost my train of thought. Both are channels that I sincerely believe deserve a lot more hype and love than what they've gotten so far. So if you guys can head over there and give them some love, subscriptions, whatever, that'd be amazing. And in the meantime, in between time, I hope you guys don't mind the lack of Super Deck Sunday this week, but I hope that this video will make up for it. And yeah, From Kaiba, who's sitting over on the stairs waiting for me patiently because Dad popping in and out has got him excited about the idea of going out and playing in the snow again, even though he has forgotten how cold it is already, apparently. And, yeah. From Kaiba and myself to you, much love. Take care. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.